I'm back. Once again, the sprite left to look for the woodcutter's axe at the bottom of the river, and once again the river began to swirl, and foam. When the water sprite returned after a few moments, he held an axe that was most magnificent than the first one. It was made of solid gold. "This must be yours," said the sprite. "Here it is. You can have a good look at the magnificent axe." Yes. So, the axe could make him very rich, he thought. He could buy a big house, fine china dishes, and toys. But the woodcutter gave the axe back to the sprite. "This is a fine axe, and you're very kind to offer to me," he explained. "But this axe is not mine. I'm sure someone is looking for it and misses it." What a true guy, what a true gentleman he is. The water spirit smiled and said, "Well, I see that you will take only your own axe. Let me look for it once more." What a kind little fairy. You know, fairies are kind. They always are. For a third time, the magic water sprite left to look for the woodcutter's axe. When the fairy returned, he held another axe. This one was much different than the first two that he had brought to the woodcutter. This axe wasn't shiny at all, and the handle was worn from use. The woodcutter smiled and said, "Ah, yes, this is my axe." The water fairy shook his head. "Are you sure you want this axe? The other two are much finer." "Yes, but they're not mine," said the woodcutter. He held a steel axe and said, "This axe has cut more trees than I can count. It was good enough for me before, so it must be good enough for me now." What an honest woodcutter he is. The water fairy smiled and said, "Your axe is not worth much, but your honesty, your truthfulness is. The silver and gold axes belong to me. I want you to take them as a gift for telling the truth." Whoa, isn't that nice? The woodcutter was very excited to have all three axes, wouldn't he be? He thanked the water sprite and decided that he would leave the forest early that day. Instead of going straight home, he went into town to go shopping. The woodcutter couldn't wait to get to the store. He was sure that the store owner would buy the gold and silver axes from him. When the woodcutter arrived, he handed the fine axes to the store owner. The owner looked them over carefully and finally said, "These are the best axes that I have ever seen. I'll gladly buy them from you." The store owner was very generous. He gave the woodcutter a large sack of gold coins. Now the woodcutter was rich. He bought an armful of beautiful flowers and a set of fine china plates for his wife. He also bought a big bag of toys, you're right, for his children. And then the woodcutter had lots of gold left over, and he carried it all back home with his wife. His wife and children were surprised that the woodcutter was home so early. They ran from the house to meet him. When the woodcutter's wife saw the china plates and the flowers, she was so happy that tears came to her eyes. When the children saw the big bag filled with toys, they squealed with, "Oh, Lala! Oh, I'm so happy!" The woodcutter told his family all that had happened to him during the day. That night, as he and his wife were putting the children to bed, his son looked up at him and asked, "Why did the water fairy give you all three axes?" Then the woodcutter's daughter said, "Because you told the truth, right?" "That's right," said the honest woodcutter, "because I told the truth." Right? Here they are. Can you see how happy they are? Whoa. Yeah. But they never complained before. They had wishes, but they never complained. And they never felt unhappy. So, honesty means telling the truth, and it is always best to tell the truth. Yeah, I'm sure you know all that. You're such great group of kids. Sometimes, though, telling the truth is not so easy to do. When the water spirit handed the woodcutter the silver and gold axes, it would have been easy for the woodcutter to say that they belonged to him. But because he told the truth, right? The water fairy gave the woodcutter both of the valuable axes as a reward. The story of the honest woodcutter reminds us that when you tell the truth, things always work out for the best. It shows that honesty really is the best policy. You agree with me? See you soon, guys. Love you.